Today is a good day to put some tin up. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Austin Ross. This is part 6 of the 50 by 100 metal building Indico weld up kit that we've been working on the past few weeks. If you haven't seen the first 5 videos of this series, we'll put a link in the description so you can go check those out if you're interested. In this video, we will be roofing this 50 by 100. Luckily, the guy that subbed this job to me has another guy that does some sub work for him. His name is Robert. He come to help us. He's going to be here for the duration of this project, thankfully, because I've obviously, if you've seen the previous videos, had enough speed bumps. I'm thankful that he's here for the roof because I wasn't sure exactly how to go about it, not to mention just the extra help. So yeah, I'm thankful Robert's here. He got us started. I didn't do much filming this first day, but I learned a lot from him right off the bat. I mean right off the bat. So one thing that I failed to do on this structure whenever building it was I did not square the gable end with the eave. So therefore our sheets started to stair step. I appreciate those of you who suggested Kyle from R&R Buildings and his videos. I do actually watch Kyle's videos, not all of them, but after starting this roof, I did go watch the video that he has made about squaring a roof, and that helped tremendously. I just wished I would have watched it sooner. But if those of you who don't know about Kyle with R&R Buildings, go check him out. He's super knowledgeable. There's a lot of differences as far as the framework between like what we're doing and what he does, because a lot of things that he does with wood you can't necessarily do with metal. But as far as squaring stuff, it is definitely very, very helpful. But to make a long story short, our sheets did stair step a little bit, which, you know, I'm not happy about, but luckily we're putting gutters on this thing, so you'll never see it. But I'm definitely gonna make the next one square to where the end of the sheets line up. So we ended up putting some bracing in here. The guy that I'm working for, or that subbed this job out to me, they have, like, you know, framing experience, and they do more than just weld up kits, you know. They do a lot of bolt up kits. And anyway, the guy sent me a fella to help me that knows a lot more about framing and stuff, and this is what he suggested to do. So we threw a purlin from that corner to the peak there, and then an angle piece from the peak down to the rat run there, and same with the corner cattywampus here. And we got over half the roof on, so that feels good. Today's gonna be a good day to roof after all this frost is off the roof. We might actually start putting tin on the roof right here. That tarp we bought to put on the first couple sheets over here so we could walk on it and carry our tin across, but it blew off over the weekend, so that's where we're at with that. Anyway, today is a good day to put some tin up, hopefully get this roof. Probably won't finish it. I mean, it'd be cool if we did, but just based off of what we got done in one day the other day, I don't think we'll finish it, but I'll be happy just to make lots of progress and hopefully finish tomorrow with the roof. And then just trim work, baby, trim work. Robert is the guy's name that the guy I'm working for sent out, and he's real knowledgeable. He's got experience in a lot of different things: concrete, framing, metal buildings. I mean, he's got knowledge in all of it. He's taught me a lot about this J-trim around the doors and stuff. Yeah, constantly learning, and I absolutely love it. So I am definitely looking forward to the next building, because I will feel more confident going into it as far as just the tin work alone. Like, I mean, I had so many questions when it comes to this tin, so many questions, and I made phone calls, and still got advice, and I still messed up on a lot of stuff. So I'm looking forward to the next building. I'll just feel a lot better about it. My OCD won't bother me as much as it is on this one. But overall, you know, it's looking pretty good. And yeah, looking like a shop now. Wish it was mine. There's a couple sets in my truck. You want some after lunch? We did do a roughly 3-inch overhang on the eave. They recommended a 2 to 3 inch hangover, and we got 5-inch gutters that we're going to be putting on this thing. One thing we did before we ever started, Parker and I actually, a few days before we ever started the roof, we actually got up and laid out the roof. In other words, we measured where our ribs were going to land on across the peak of this building on both sides, and then across the eave. That way, whenever we lay our sheets up there, we know that they're, square. But if your gable isn't square with your eave, then it's going to be stair-stepped, if that makes sense. It luckily worked out. We had enough tolerance, and like I said, it's going to be covered up with gutter, so not a big deal on this one. Another thing that I learned about roofing is the proper shoes. I brought tennis shoes, but one thing about tennis shoes is, yes, they will work good on like a shingled roof, but on a metal roof, a guy really needs a soft rubber. And I actually looked into some because I'm not about, hurting myself or anybody else working around me, for me, with me, getting hurt. If we go further with these shops, I do intend on getting harnesses also. It's just not worth it, I feel like you can do better quality of work with the proper PPE and the proper, apparel to, not only are you more comfortable, but you're more comfortable so you can do a better quality of job. You don't slack as much. So that is a goal of mine, and I will have in the future, better equipment. I did go this first day at lunch. I think it was this first day. Yeah, this first day at lunch, I did go to the hardware store, the local hardware store, and to get a tarp actually, but I ended up finding some rubber knee pads and I snatched them up because, again, anything to make my job easier and feel safer, I'm all about it. All right, so the next thing we did was put on our corner trim and the trim on the roof. They call that rake trim, which obviously I didn't get any footage of us actually doing that, but we put those on first, and then our ridge cap, which is what we're doing here. And then we started putting on the gutters. Robert was super helpful for these also, everything. All the trim, all the gutters, everything. He showed us a bunch. Again, so thankful he was here and willing to show us, how to do all this. And it's gonna be super helpful for the next one that we do. And then nearing the end of this project, I brought in a buddy of mine, Kyle. He actually works up there at Stillwater Steel. Worked with him for 3 years right after high school. Real good friend of mine. I said, dude, can you work this weekend? We're trying to finish this thing up before the cold weather hits. And he said, sure, I'll come and help you guys. And he come and helped us. That's him over there in the bottom right hand corner knocking out those downspouts. We put bins on them so it would kick that water out away from the building. And turns out it come with little, this gutter kit come with little, I don't know, little 45 actions, and we didn't even notice it until we got all these done. But the way we done it, the way Robert showed us how to kick these out, or showed Kyle more or less, because Kyle literally built all of them, him and Robert. This will actually keep the water, kick the water away from the building, versus the stuff that they sent, it would have dropped it still right there next to the building a little bit, so. My advice for this week is, when it comes to anything that you've ever wanted to do, just take action. Just do it. You're gonna make mistakes. You're not ever gonna be fully prepared. I don't care how much school you go to, how much welding school you go to, how much books you read, how many people you talk to about stuff. There's always gonna be unknowns. There's people that have been doing trades for years and years and still are learning stuff new out on the job, still making mistakes and learning from it. So you might as well just jump in head first and get started. Just start learning. In fact, start getting experience when it comes to the welding. We'll just talk about the welding since you're watching a welding channel. If you want to make money in the welding trade, don't worry about the money. Focus on getting experience. I don't care if it's for free. I don't care if it's for $10 an hour. Get experience. Experience is invaluable. I feel like I've said that a bunch here lately, but I believe it with my whole heart. Like, you either go to school and pay for an education or pay for somebody to teach you how to weld, you're still paying money, right? Or you do a job like I just did, and yeah, I didn't make as much money as I could have because it took me longer to do this job. So therefore, it essentially cost me money to learn stuff about this tin and still the structure itself. I hope you can see the point I'm trying to make. It costs you money no matter what to get an education. It costs time and it costs money to learn. So getting experience. Dive in head first and just start doing. Take action, take action, take action. That is my advice for this week. If you're new to the channel and you haven't heard about our online stores, AROSS Welding and Industrial Tradition, there are links in the description so you can go check those stores out. The AROSS Welding store has a few tools, it has apparel, it has welding shirts, along with resources, education, all kinds of helpful tips and tricks, lists, stuff we've made just for you. The Industrial Tradition website is home of the leather patch hat. We appreciate all of the support. One last thing, I want to give a big thanks to everyone who is involved in this project. The guy who subbed the job to me, all the help that I had, Parker, Jared, James, Jesse, Robert, and Kyle. Let's not forget Kyle. The guys at Indico for supplying all the material that I messed up. Daryl out at Railroad Yard there in Stillwater, Oklahoma, for all the great advice. Anybody else who has helped me, thank you guys for all the help. We couldn't have done it without you. Hope you all have a great weekend, and remember, learn something every day.